Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the 9th wave of the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. This includes the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger, the In Space Black Ranger, the Mighty Morphin Tenga Warrior, and the SPD Green Ranger. So pretty cool lineup. Very excited about these. The Tenga, I have to say, is a beast in more ways than one. He is really heavy. He's got a huge heft to him. Like, if you were to just hold these two in your hands, you can tell one is about at least 1.5 times, if not twice as heavy as the other one. He is massive. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. But another thing I'm very happy to report is that they fixed the Lost Galaxy Blue Ranger's helmet. It is all solid silver now. There is no white component. The pictures originally showed the white on the top. Let's see, does the... Now you can kind of... I can't tell if this is... You can kind of see how that looks white where this looks silver. It's supposed to all be silver, but the original pictures showed it to us where it was kind of white up there. Now, I don't know if that was just kind of a trick of the light or something, or the packaging was just a little weird, but I am happy to report that it's silver. And they also, and this is probably going to be impossible to see, but they have the gorilla face in the little jewel area of the hilt of the sword, which that was something people were worried about them messing up, that they were just going to use Leo's saber again. But it does appear to have been corrected, so that's pretty cool. So this looks like a pretty sweet wave. Obviously, we have the packaging that's pretty consistent with what we've had so far. Have that really nice artwork. And then you have the kind of slightly different artwork here on the side. Doesn't wrap around, but just to give you a quick look of all four. And then if we come around, you can see how they all kind of wrap around the side over here. So that's pretty cool. So I love this packaging. It's very fun. I've always enjoyed it. It looks really cool. I love the artwork style. I'm going to go ahead and get these four out of the box, and we're going to take a closer look. So here they are out of the package, and I got to say, this is a really great wave. We have some really fantastic figures here. So here is Lost Galaxy White. I never understood this. I assume it's supposed to be like teeth of an animal on the bottom and the top, but to me it just looks like Charlie Brown. That's what they've always reminded me of. But I will say the figure looks really good. It's a nice shade of blue. You have some really nice silver here on the helmet. Let's get a closer look at that. The visor seems kind of small, but I'm pretty sure that is what it looks like. You have some nice blue around the collar, and of course you have the black on the torso, and then the boots and the gloves. Now you can see here he comes with the small version of the sword, the kind of holstered version, and then he's got the full version here. You have the V on that side, and then on this side you have the gorilla. It's kind of hard to make out, but it is there. And then you have some really nice detailing, silver paint, gold for the tip and the hilt. And it even has the kind of black squiggle here on the handle of the sword as well, so all very, very nice. Now you have a hinge, so you can get some really nice movement here. You can look really high up, can look really far down. Plus then you have a ball joint for the head itself, so you can kind of rock side to side, look side to side, look up and down just on the ball joint alone. So really nice movement there on the head. You have a typical hinge and rotation in the shoulder. You have a butterfly joint there, as you can see. You have a bicep swivel. You have double jointed elbows, as you can see there. And then you have the wrist that has a rotation and a hinge. And then he's got the little dagger here, actually painted blue, which is nice. Has some gold there. So that's another accessory that he comes with. You have a kind of ball joint here in the torso, as well as a hinge down here in the waist. So you can see that movement there. That hinge joint in the kind of lower abdomen. Really nice sharp belt buckle. I think that looks really cool. It's simple, but it's effective. Looks really good. You have a ball joint here in the hip. Kick out to the side. Kick forward. You have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees. You have a boot swivel. And then you have a hinge and rock back and forth here in the ankle. So tons of articulation on these. Really, really good. Really sharp looking figure. I really like this guy a lot. I'm not the hugest fan of the Lost Galaxy suits, I'll be honest. But this came out really nice. They did a really nice job with this. So he does have a couple extra accessories besides what I have him holding there. He's got this effect piece. I'm pretty sure we've seen this before. I think this came with like Lord Zed's staff or something like that. And you can just kind of feed this through so that it's all around the sword like that. You can kind of get something like that going on. It looks cool. You know, I'm not going to say it doesn't look cool. I don't need the effect pieces. I got to be honest. I'm one of those people that the effect pieces don't really do it for me. I mean, they're fine, and some of them work better than others, but as a general rule, they just not that great for me personally. But this one's okay. He does have a couple extra hands, just kind of a boring closed fist hand, and then he's got kind of like a karate chop hand. But the one thing I want to point out is his civilian head. They did a really nice job. Honestly, all the civilian heads in this wave really come out great. I mean, look at that. That's really sharp. Really good likeness to the actor. Even nailed his haircut. So that is a really great civilian head. They did a really nice job with that. That's really nice. Moving on to Carlos next. In Space Black Ranger. You can see he's got his staff here. Now he's got all the exact same articulation that Kai over here on Lost Galaxy Blue has. But again, really sharp helmet. Really nice job with that. That looks beautiful. They have the yellow here around his neck. He's got the little blaster. I think these are called Astro Blasters, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, really nice detail. Very tiny, but really nicely painted. That looks really sharp. And that fits really nicely into the holster there. And then, like I said, he's got all the same articulation. The in-space suits were a little bit simpler, but I really like them. Mostly for the helmet designs. I really like the helmets for them. Now, he has a couple accessories as well. He's got this effect piece that looks like some taffy or something. I'm not really sure what's going on with this. But it's got these two little holes. So you can see there's one here. And where's the second one? I think over here. So basically what you're supposed to do is drape this over the 2 points of the staff. So let me see if I put this here, and then this one goes here like this. So there you go. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. It's kind of weird. Maybe I have this on backwards. That's possible. I might have it on backwards. Let me try the other way. It might work a little bit better like this. It's just kind of a weird effect piece. I mean, from the moment I saw it, I thought it was weird. I appreciate what they're going for, but yeah, maybe that's a little bit. I guess it's just supposed to be like it's swooshing, you know, creating an arc or something while it's swooshing. I don't know. It looks like some taffy. It looks like he's making cotton candy for everyone. He just put this down in the bin, pull the cotton candy, hand it out. Everyone's happy. Everyone loves cotton candy. So I don't know what's going on with that effect piece. It's not the best, but I mean, it's not bad. At least it's unique. I'll give him that. I mean, there's a lot of effect pieces we've seen reused over and over again. At least this one's unique. He also has some extra hands. He's got another closed fist. Not too exciting there. He's got this kind of posing hand. You can kind of have him just kind of hold it out like that, like he's grasping something. But then I want to talk about the Carlos head because this really, really came out great. That's a really sharp likeness. I think they did a really great job. They even have his little ponytail pulled back. They did a great job. That's really, really nice. I like that a lot. Very, very cool. I don't usually display them with the civilian heads, I'll be honest, but they did a good job there. All right, let's jump ahead. We'll leave the big guy for the end. Let's jump ahead to Bridge. Again, fantastic. Really, really nicely done. Helmet looks good. The only thing that I would say, he's got the number 3. So like if you don't have the torso lined up properly, it can look a little weird because you have those extra pieces. But as long as you line it up, it looks good. He's got all the same articulation. Everything moves around. Check out the head sculpt. Or I should say for the helmet, rather. Looking pretty good. He's got the badge here on the one shoulder. Solid black over here. He's got these accessories. We can take this off out of this little section. And then this unclips from here. And then you can put these two pieces together. Let me zoom in here a smidge. This goes ahead and kind of locks in here like this. And then you can use it as a weapon. And he does have a trigger finger hand, as you can see here. So let's go ahead and get this in here, which is a little easier said than done, but you can get it in. Come on. And then the hand does fit. Do I have this going in correct? No, you know what? I think I have this backwards. I think that's the problem. That's why it's not working. I have them trying to grasp the wrong side of it. And you can really tell because it makes it a lot easier when you have them doing the right way. And you can see the hand, the trigger finger fits in there. Then you take this piece and this pegs in here like this. And then there you go. Now he's got the gun. So pretty cool. Like the gun, he does have an effect piece for the gun. So you can just peg this in on the end here. It's a very tiny little hole. There we go. We got the effect piece going on there. Looking pretty cool. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. He does also have a melee weapon version of that piece that becomes the barrel of the gun. So these two ends extend out. These pieces don't actually extend. It's just in the show they extend it out, and then you have like a little melee staff version. Seems a little short. I wish it was a little bit longer considering you're not making it actual claps. They could have made it a little bit longer, but that's just my preference. He does have a likeness that I think they also nailed over here. Let's take a look at the Mad Austin head for Bridge. Pretty good. Did a pretty good job with this. I think they did a nice job there. So like I said, all the civilian heads for this wave turned out pretty great. And then he's also got like a karate chop hand, but then he's got a hand to hold his license, so you can see the license as a separate accessory. And I will say that this hand grasps this a lot better than Sydney's did. Sydney's really couldn't keep a hold of it, but this one it actually fits in there pretty snug. So that really worked out. I like that. I like that the hand can actually hold the license, so that's a big deal. And then, like I said, he's got pretty much all the same articulation. His elbows are a little wonky for me, mostly the top part of the elbow. Reminds me of like the old Marvel Legends days where I was always afraid to move these elbows around, but just be a little careful. You should be okay. I don't think it's going to pop out of there or anything, but overall, I think it looks really sharp. They did a nice job. Just make sure that three's lined up. Helmet looks good, and I like the accessory. Let's go ahead and bend. There we go. I like him. He looks good. Now let's go ahead. Let's get to the big boy. This is the one everyone's excited about. At least this is the one I was most excited about. And that's saying something because this is a good set of Rangers, I gotta say. Really nice looking suits. Really well done. Getting close to completing some teams here. But this guy's just massive. I mean, look at these wings. And they have this kind of green sheen to them, which makes them seem kind of almost metallic. I mean, when the light hits it, it looks really, really cool. They did such a good job with this guy. And like I said, he's heavy. He's hefty. He's really got some weight to him. But let's check out this head sculpt. I mean, look at this. Look at the detailing. Look at the paint. The mouth actually opens and closes. It looks a little off to the side, like it's a little bent over, but still really, really sharp. The eyes look great. Got that little bit of green sheen there on the hair on the top of his head. Head can move side to side. You can move it up and back. And you can see this piece, it's like a softer, not super soft, but a little bit softer plastic here around the head. And that moves with the head. So that's not bent, fastened anywhere. So it gives that kind of nice ability to kind of keep this area closed and hidden. So it's not like a large gaping area, but it's fluid enough that it can move with the head. So it's not going to really impede any movement, which is nice. So nice movement there in the head. And I think that really works. And it's not too loose. I was afraid sometimes when they do separate pieces like this, it can get too loose and move around, but it's really not. It's just kind of perfect. Shoulders, you have a really gigantic hinge here. You do have a butterfly joint. You do have a rotation front to back. You have a bicep swivel here. You have one single elbow. And the cool thing is, because of the way they have the feathers, you can straighten out the arms, and the feathers will not get in the way of each other. They're parallel to each other, which is nice. So you don't have to worry about that. You can do that bend in the elbow. You can kind of bring this up and see how it kind of fits nicely into the armpit area to make it look like he's flying. So if you want to have the wings up like he's flying, I think that works really well. You have a hinge and a rotation in the hands, and you have these cool kind of like claw hands, which I really enjoy. You have a typical ball joint here in the torso. You do have a hinge in the lower abdomen like all the other figures do, but for whatever reason, he doesn't get much out of it. You can kind of bend a little forward and a little back, but most of your movement in the torso is going to come from that middle joint there. He does have a ball joint in the hip, so he can kick forward, kick out to the side pretty well. He's got a little bit of a butt skirt, but he can still go pretty far back, which I really appreciate there. He does have double jointed knees, which are pretty hefty, so you can move that around. He doesn't have any kind of boot cuff or anything like that because he doesn't really have boots, but he does have the typical hinge and rotation in the ankle. So he's got a ton of articulation. He looks great. He's a big boy. The paint applications, I mean, even the weathered paint down here on the armor and up here on the armor really looks good. They did such a good job. Like, honestly, this is my favorite from the wave. And like I said, these guys are no slouches. These are great figures, but this guy's just so perfect. Like, I'm blown away. And if you don't want the giant wings all the time, you can take these off. Take these completely off. They just unpeg. And he gets a smaller set that you can put in. And the cool thing about this is you can't mess it up. Like, first of all, they have... Let me see if I can actually show this off here. They do have little markings to let you know, like that says left, and they're made in a way that you can't put one in the wrong hole. So they do have kind of like a bevel here and different shapes. So you come around to the left, and like if I try to put it in this one, it's not going to fit. It'll only fit down here, and it fits in there pretty snugly. And then this one you can see that says, I think it says right. So if I come over here, it's not going to fit in there. It won't even fit in here backwards. I have to make sure I put it in the right configuration because it'll only fit the one way, which is really cool. And then this pegs in there. And then this pegs in here like so. And so you can have kind of a more subdued wing look, like he's got retractable wings. Or maybe you just don't like the giant wing look and you just want him to kind of have more subdued wings. And again, they're not going to get in the way when you use the elbows, because they are a little bit higher than the other one, which is a nice touch. So they nailed it. I mean, they really did. Giving you two different wing options like that. The way that they thought about them not getting in the way when you're using the elbow articulation. Just the sheen, the green on them, I think looks really, really sharp. So that's really cool. I mean, I love that. Put those extra wings to the side. He does have a set of closed fists. You can swap them out if you like. He also comes with a little egg, which is a cool touch because these guys hatch from eggs. And then he has this effect piece that I'm really not sure what's going on with this. I don't know if it's supposed to like come out of his hand like he's shooting a bolt of energy, or if it's supposed to go around the egg or something. I was trying to think about that. I'm really not sure. I don't know what's going on with this effect piece, but he's got it. It's here. You have it, so you can do whatever you like with it. But yeah, this guy's just phenomenal. Like, the amount of care that went into this one, it's crazy. I mean, the heft, the paint, the detail, the accessories. This guy's definitely my MVP. And like I said, that's saying something because the rest of the wave is pretty solid. But I'm just blown away by the Tenga Warrior. Really, really, really perfect figure. So you can army build them, troop build them, get a couple of these guys. They're definitely fantastic. They will not disappoint. This is a really solid wave of figures. And not to say we haven't gotten solid waves before. Every wave's been pretty good. But I'm just really blown away by this Tenga Warrior, I gotta be honest. He is really fantastic. He's got a good size, good heft. The paint applications are phenomenal. The amount of accessories with those interchangeable wings, just all the articulation, even the beak opens and closes. The head sculpt looks fantastic. I kind of just can't get over him. He's definitely my favorite of the wave. Definitely getting at least one more to troop build him a little bit. But like I said, the rest of the wave is pretty solid as well. SPD Green's great. In Space Black. Lost Galaxy Blue, like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of the Lost Galaxy suits. That's just my personal preference. But it's still a solid figure. Looks really good. His accessories, I love that he comes with the sword and the closed version of the sword. The closed version of the sword fits in that little holster perfectly. It looks beautiful. The little dagger thing, I'm glad they included it because, you know, that was another accessory that they had. But I don't personally care. I'm kind of interested to see if they'll do something with the Lights of Orion at some point, as maybe when they get a little bit longer down the line and they need a new way to sell me this team of figures again, they'll come up with the Lights of Orion. In Space Black looks really good. Love his staff. I think he holds it well. Not a huge fan of that weird taffy looking effect piece, but like I said, at least it's something new. It's not the same effect piece we've seen 100 times before, and they've recycled quite a few of them. So I applaud that they gave us something new. But the figure just looks really sharp. He's a really simple design, but those Mega Ranger in space suits definitely look good, very sharp, and I've always really liked them a lot. So, like I said, this is a really solid wave. I mean, we're getting close to completing the in space team. We're getting close to completing the SPD team, which is really cool. And they gave us something from MMPR that hasn't been done to death. It's a relatively new figure to be made. I think Tengas were made back in the day, but very sparingly. You don't see them a lot, and they really nailed it. So, like I said, definitely check out this wave. If nothing else, pick yourself up a Tenga Warrior, maybe 2 or 3. Definitely check out this wave though. Pretty solid, and I'm really impressed with it. So I have to be honest a little bit. I was just kind of buying Lightning Collection out of habit the last couple waves. Like I was enjoying them, but it's getting kind of tedious. But this wave has really kind of reinvigorated me. I'm just kind of blown away. I can't gush enough about the Tenga Warrior. I'm going to be honest. I love it. So anyway, I'll stop. But really solid set of figures. Definitely check them out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which one of these 4 is your favorite? I want to hear from you. So let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for watching.